is Bulletproof's warm-up session number 14. Right, to start off today, we're going to do a compression progression. And the way this works is you're going to do 10 pike ups, followed by a 10-second pike hold, then 10 straddle ups, followed by a 10-second straddle hold. Now, as you can see here, the reps are I'm pulsing my legs up and down, and then the hold is I'm keeping my legs in that elevated position for the duration of the hold. Right, straddle is legs apart, pike is legs together. Okay, second movement, kettlebell arm bar. This may be something that most people wouldn't have done before, so it's important to clarify each of the stages here. So I come into the start of a Turkish get-up position. I then come up into the first part of a Turkish sit-up. I then bring my arm that's on the ground as overhead as I possibly can, and then I drop that leg over to the side and then roll my chest down to the ground as far as my mobility will let me in that shoulder. Okay? So, we'll show it again. You come up, start of a Turkish sit-up, arm overhead, roll the leg, and then I'm rolling my body as far as I can whilst keeping my elbow locked out, and I'm testing my strength at end range of motion. Okay? Then you'll go to the other side, come up into Turkish sit-up, arm overhead, roll the leg, and then drop over. And you can see that's as far as I can roll my body across as what my shoulder will let me. All right, so the key here is to stay tight. I keep my elbow on, my shoulder that's holding the kettlebell on tension, and I'm just rolling as far as I can. It's half a mobility and half a strength. So think of it more as stability and end range motion, right? So go 10 reps aside there. You don't need to do them as slow as what I did there. You can sort of go through them faster. You'll do 10 on one side, and a rep is simply getting into the position, coming back to the start of the Turkish sit-up, and going back in, okay? Okay, for the next movement, what we're going to do is a coccyx balance sequence, okay? So I'm going to balance on my butt, I'm going to straighten one leg, straighten the other, and then straighten one, straighten the other, and then together, okay? So the way you'll do this is left, right, alternate, 10 of each, and then together for 10, okay? The hardest part about that is the balance. All right. The inchworm is what we're gonna do today for the animal movement. This is a warm-up that a lot of people probably would have done before. All I'm simply doing is I'm walking my hands out to push-up position, and then bringing my feet, walking my feet to where my hands are. And then in the reverse, I'll walk my hands to my ankles, walk my ankles back out, and then stand up. Okay, there's 5 meters in each direction, going forwards and backwards. Round 2. So the next step of this progression is exactly the same movements, except I'm going to, as you see I did there, move my hands forward. The further my hands are forward, the more difficult this is going to be, because I'm compressing my body even further, and as I'm pointing to my hip flexors there, they will start to cramp, which is good. We're testing them there, okay? So, as I said, the further your hands are forward, the harder it's gonna be. So start people off in the first round with hands relatively, far back towards your hips, and then as you challenge them, move their hands forward. Then, gonna go kettlebell arm bar, and you can see that I bring my arm up on the same side that my knee is up and that I've got my foot planted. Bring my arm overhead, roll the leg, come back, that's 1, and then you do them for 10. Then you're going to go to the other side, same movement, roll the leg. If this is taking too long, if the goal is to get through this maybe in a 12-minute time cap, you can reduce the reps on this. If you want people to focus more on form and quality, you can reduce the reps down to say 6 aside. All right. Now, we're going to go back to the coccyx balance sequence. So as I said before, the key here is balance. You'll find that just by simply extending that leg, it's hard to find the balance point, and the temptation will be to rock backwards or forward. So try and get people to go slow, have them keep their balance whilst they're doing left, right together, 10 of each. And then you'll do the inchworm but with a difference. This is called the jumping inchworm. It took me longer than I'd care to admit to get this right. So you start in a push-up position. As I shoot my hips to the sky, my whole body jumps forward. So you can see there that my hands and feet, when I jump my hips up to the sky, my hands and feet come together, almost like a clam, sort of closing together and opening. Right? Now, as I ponder life and try to figure out what we're doing next, I have an epiphany and remember what I'm doing next. Okay, round 3 of the compression progression is a little bit different. You're going to start with in a pike position with the kettlebell directly in the center. Then you're going to bring your feet to one side, and then in the same compression position, you're going to bring your heels steady up and over the kettlebell. Right? Now the goal is to do 15 reps each side without letting your heels touch the ground. Okay. Once again, kettlebell armbar. Up into that Turkish sit-up, arm overhead. Roll the leg, roll your chest over until you feel you're at end range, keeping that kettlebell nice and stable. As I said before, you can reduce the reps on this if 10 is too much and you're trying to conserve time, that's fine. But similar to the Turkish get-up, which this is just a variation of, this is great for shoulder stability and strength in end range of motion, which will invariably increase your range of motion. Right, the coccyx balance sequence again, one leg, other leg, together. It really doesn't matter whether you do left, right together and repeat that 10 times, or if you do 10 left, 10 right, 10 together. You can pick your poison. So in the last round, we're going to do the jumping inchworm again. Now, as always with these movements, if someone is not able to do this or they don't feel comfortable doing this, have them do the regular inchworm